Welcome to Azure Data Factory Real-Time Scenarios. How to send an email notification in Azure Data Factory. Suppose, let me give you a scenario. You purchase a product from online store like Amazon. We need to pay some amount. Once your payment is successful, then we'll get a mail notification that your payment is successful. Suppose your payment is declined by the bank or some other reasons, then also we'll get a mail notification that your last transaction was unsuccessful. So we are going to see the same scenario in different aspects. Suppose I have a file in Azure blob storage, which is my source. So I want to write the file into my Azure database, which is sync. If the file is written successfully, then I need to send a mail that the execution was happened successfully. If the file is not available, then we try to write the file, but the file is not available, then we should say that the execution is failed. Then we need to send a mail notification that the execution was failed. So we are going to use Azure Data Factory to write the data from source to sync. As you know that we need to create a link to service for blob storage and one more link to serve for sync, and two data sets. One data set is a blob storage and one more data set for sync, and we need to create a pipeline and under some activities. So what are the activities we are going to perform? The first one is get file metadata or get metadata. So this activity gives the metadata details of the file. So in this scenario we are going to check whether the file is exist or not. So we are going to check exist. If the file is exists, so it informs to if condition file is exists, that means true. Then we are going to perform copy activities. Once the copy activity is successful, then we will get a mail notification that the execution was successful. If the file is not available, then it's a false condition. Then we'll go to the web activity and we'll get a notification that the execution was unsuccessful. So let me go to scenario and we'll see one by one. So let me go to Azure portal and sign in. Sign in to Azure portal. Open to the Azure portal. Now let me go to one presentation. So the first one is my source and one is sync. So I need to create a blob storage. I need to insert a file, and here I need to create a database. So first let me finish these two things. So search for here blob storage, or we can go for storage accounts. Under the storage accounts we can create blob storage. Now create. Next we have to choose your subscription and your resource group. I don't have any resource group, so let me create the new one. Azure resource group. Next we need to give her storage. New or demo blob storage. Okay, this is new demo blob storage. This is my what we can say, my storage account name blob storage, and let me choose here my nearest region, and let me choose local, so it is easy for me faster retrieving the data, and click on create, and validation has started, so we need to wait. So validation was passed, so we have to click on create. So we need to wait 1 or 2 minutes to finish the execution or deployment. So deployment is in progress, so we need to wait till the deployment is complete. Your deployment is complete, so we can go to resource, and let me go to container, and let me create a container. The name of the container I'm giving as input. So my container is completed. Go to the container and add a file. Let me choose a file. So my file, where can I find it out? So let me go to so this is a file which I'm going to write. And let me go to advanced and give a folder. I'm giving the folder employee and click on upload. The file is uploaded. Let me refresh once. See, my file is uploaded. So I have completed my source. So if you want, you can check the file. Edit. So EID, ename, salary. So total I have 14 records. So I need to write all 14 records into my Azure database. Now, so we are completed with sync. Now go to Azure Database. So we need to create Azure Database also. So click on search for SQL databases and click on create SQL database. In the same process, resource group already we have, and database name demo database. So available, and I don't have any server, so I need to create a server first. So demo SQL data, not SQL server. So name already chosen, so let me give other number. Okay, now let me choose a region here. So my region is, which is my region? India. So I want Central India. Yeah, Central India. And here we have to use SQL authentication, and he has to give your server name. Okay, server admin login. So we need to give a name for server. So this is my username. I need to type password, and here we have to reconfirm, and you have to click on OK. Next, let me go to configure the database and let me reduce it. So let me go for basics to reduce the cost. Click on apply, and let me go for local. It is easy for me, and review and create. So deployment is in progress. We need to wait till the deployment is complete. So deployment is complete. Now we go to the resource, and here is the demo database is my database, and server, this is my server. And so the most important thing is we need to do is set the firewall. So without setting the firewalls, we cannot access the database. So click on set firewall, and here is you need to add your client IP address. The next one is you have to give the exceptions. So allow Azure services and resources to access this server. So we have to allow this one also. Click on save. This is completed. Let me go to query editor, and you have to use your login and password. Click on save and create a table. Create table emp, and the first one is EID, that is int, and ename, that is varchar, and the next one is salary, that is money in data type. Let me run it. So completed. Now let me go to the table and check. See DBO, this is, and these are the 3 columns I have. So I need to copy from block storage to here by using Azure Data Factory. So let me go to home and click on search for data factories. So we need to create a data factory. Click on data factory, resource groups, and demo data factories. So this is my name of the data factory already chosen. Just give me the number. Yeah, is available, and choose the region Central India, recommended, and go to the git configuration. I'm not, so I will do it later, so no. Click on review and create. So our data factory deployment is in progress, so we need to wait till it is complete. Our deployment is complete. So now open Azure Data Factory Studio. Click on that. It will open to the new portal. Now let me go to the, see, we have completed source, we have completed sync, and just we created the Azure Data Factory. Inside the Azure Data Factory, we need to perform all the activities. The first one is link to service for blob storage. So one blob link to storage and one more link to storage for SQL and two data sets. And the remaining will perform next quarter. So let me go to data factories. This is manage tab. Under the manage tab, click on link to service, click on new. As we know, the first one is my source is blob. So blob storage, and just I'm giving the name link to service, and select here subscription fee trial account. This is my account. So click on test connection. Connection is successful. Create. So I completed one link to service for blob storage. Now I have to create the link to service for destination. Destination is my SQL server, SQL database. So Azure SQL database, and let me give the name here, ls, and this is my free trial server name, and we have to choose the database which you have created, and is SQL authentication. We need to give a username and a password, and the next one is test connection. So connection successful. Create. Now I have completed both the, see, I have completed both the linked services. Let me create two data sets. One is the source data set, one is sync data set. Now go to the author tab, click on data sets, click on new, and as we know that this is my blob storage. Click on continue, delimited comma separated file, and here give the data set name, dataset ds source blob storage. So you can give any name according to your requirement. Blob storage, and let me choose my link to service and input. So this is my input, and click on OK. As we know that my first row has a header, click on that. OK. Now let me create one more data set for sync. So what is the missing? Azure SQL database, and data set. This is sync SQL or database. Next, click on link the service, and we need to find out the table, and OK. So we have completed both the data sets. Now let me go to, now we need to create a pipeline first. So let me go to pipeline, and I give the name of the pipeline PL pipeline. Copy data from blob storage to Azure SQL. You can give any name, okay, as we discussed before. Now, so what are the things I need to perform? First one is get metadata. The next one is if condition, then copy for success and web activity. If fails, then web activity. Okay, let me go here. First one is get metadata. So get metadata. So it will get all the metadata details of the file. So get file metadata. Go to the settings, and either you can use here your source dataset, otherwise you can create the new dataset. Let me create the new dataset. Why? Because I'm not using the source. Maybe in the future, if any changes happens, then I need to change everywhere. That's the reason I'm using a separate data set for get metadata. ds get metadata, blob storage, and input file. Yes. Okay. So have completed. Now I need to keep a field list so that I'm going to check whether the file is available or not. That is all exist or not exist. So then we have the word is exist. If the file exists, then we need to go for if activity, because going to check is if available, if condition, then we have to give dependency. If the file is available, yes, then we have to give a, let me go here once. So the input of the output of get metadata is the input of if activity. Yes. So let me give here condition. So just a minute. So what is this is giving here? So we are going to check. So we are going to check exist. So this is the output for get metadata, and this is the input for if condition. So here I need to give the expression. So from get metadata output, I am going to check whether the file is exist or not. So click on OK. If file is exist, then it is true condition. Then we need to copy the data. So I'm copying the data here. Then we need to provide source data sets. Already we have created. So source data set. If you don't have, you can, let me show. And sync. If you don't have the sync data set, then you can click on here and you can create the new data set also directly from there here. Then this is my sync data set. Okay. Now I completed. Now once the successful is completed, I need to send an email notification. We can send the email notification by using web app. So this is the web app which I am going to use. Next, web app. So here it is success. I need to give here URLs. So the URL we cannot get directly here. That's the reason we are using here web logic. So here I am going to here and logic app. So this logic app is most important things to get the details. So logic app, create and add logic app. The same thing, you have to give everything. Okay, resource group, and here sorry, logic app. I'm giving some name. Okay, you can give any name there. Next, Central India, and see here I'm not going to run with plan. I'm not going to plan with the standard way because I'm not comfortable. So that's the reason I'm going to use consumption. Okay, if you are going with the standard, there will be a problem for you and you cannot able to create the logic app. Now review and create. Now create. So the deployment is complete. So under process we need to wait. Still deployment is complete. So deployment is completed. Go to resource. So go to resource, and here we have sometimes it directly takes logic web designer. Otherwise we can go back and we can take from your logic app designer. The first thing we need to do is when a HTTP request is received. So what happened? So it is going to send an HTTP request to this logic apps designer. Okay. So first we need to create here some things. First, so what are the things we are going to send? So these are the following things we are going to send. The first one is the data factory name. The second more thing is we need to send the mail ID to whom. So to whom we are going to send the mail ID, and the error message, what is the problem, and what is the which pipeline is happening, and what is the subject. All those things we are going to send. Yes. So that's the reason. Let me copy this one. Let me copy and paste here. Not here, sorry, here. After that, click on new setup. So here we need to choose the mail which you want. I'm going to work with Gmail. That's the reason I'm searching for Gmail. And Gmail, under the Gmail, I'm going to send the mail. That's the reason choosing this one, send email. And sign in. So you have to give here the some connection name. Soy email. You can take any name there, that's not a problem. And you have to choose your account and allow. So creating, so we need to wait few seconds. Now come back to the first one. Now whenever you save here, first we need to save. Fail to logical define contains invalid parameters. Oh sorry, here we need to give the parameter first. After that we need to give the parameter, and the parameter should be here. So here what is the word is there? To. So we are going to send the mail to. So here we need to check mail to. So email to. Okay. Next parameters we need to choose. So first we are going to choose here subject, and the next thing you have to choose is body. If you want, you can choose other thing also. Okay. So my subject. So here we need to search for subject. So I completed subject also. Now let me go for, oh no, sorry, subject we are not here. Here we need to search subject. Subject, yes. Next I need to choose what are the things I added here in this file. So this all the first. The first one is data factory name and email to. Already we have completed email to, and error message and pipeline. Subject we are completed. So the remaining things, what are those? Data factory name, error message, and the pipeline. So we are going to send all these three things through my body. So let me add dynamic content and choose first data factory name. So data factory name. The next one is pipeline. Not here. Choose here pipeline. Then we need to choose third one is error message. So finish. Now let me save. Save logic app is completed. Now go back and see. Then we have one URL has come. Then we need to copy the URL. Now go back to Azure Data Factory and you can paste your URL here. URL, and under the so we are going to post the message. Now we need to provide the body. So in the body, what are the things we written? We are written three things. One is the data factory name, the second one is pipeline name, and the third one is error message. So this is mine. So data factory name we should get dynamically from from the data factory. The pipeline is also same, and I am writing here this code. So this is hard coded. So copy data activity is successful, and this is the error message. File is processed, and here I am giving my email ID. You can type your email ID. So let me copy and go back to here and paste. So this is what I have completed with my success. Now let me go back to If file is not available, then we should get an error message that the file is not available. Yes. So click on false, the same web activity, and here we have to get a failure, and go back. We need to copy the URL and the paste. Now go back and URL, and we are going to post the message. Next we require the body, so the body is here. Okay, what happened, I already from the pipe name, data factory name pipeline we can get as usually from dynamically, but subject name I am giving a copy activity execution has failed, and error message is file is not processed, and email is this is my email address. So let me copy. So I will share with this file with you in a description. If you want, you can download it and reuse it. Next, validate. So pipeline has been validated. Let me go to pipeline and debug it. So process is started, so it is the status is in queue. We need to wait until it was success. So get metadata, so already success, so let me check. So file exists, true, then it will informs to true, then copy activity will start. Now see, it is copied the data from blob storage to Azure Database. Region is Central India, and the number of files read is 1, and the rows are 14. Then success. So this is the success message. See, mail sent to. Now let me go to my Azure portal. Go to database and demo database, and here login, and we are going to check whether the tables records are written or not. So select star from emp and run it. So total 14 records. So these are the total 14 records has written. So success was successful. Let me check the mail whether we have got the successful message or not. So let me go to mail. See, this is my mail. See, now just now I received 10:39. So time is 10:40, but we got just 1 minute before. Let me open it. See, this is my pipe or demo factory. Data factory name. This is the pipeline name, and the file is process. So these are the things we are getting through mail. So let me go to database and let me delete the records. So delete from emp. Okay, 14 rows. Let me check. So no message. Okay. Now what I am doing is, let me go to home in Azure portal and let me delete the file, and we'll see whether that will get the error message or not. So this is my storage, demo storage, container, and input, employees, and delete. So let me delete the file and run the pipeline. We'll see what happened. Now we are deleted, as we know that there is no file in source. So what happened, instead of here success, we should get here failure. We'll see. Debug. So the debugging has started and it is in queue. See, we get the failure. So get metadata. So it's saying that file exists, no. Then what happened, there is no file. It informs to activate false. Then in the who is there in the false, failure. So it's saying that the failure message has sent. Let me go to the mail and refresh it. See, we got one more question. The before one is copy data activity execution is success. Why? Because there will be a file. Now what happened here? The new one, copy data activities execution has failed as there is no file. Same thing. This is my data factory name, and it is my pipeline name and the file is not processed as there is no data. So in this way we can send the email notification using Azure Data Factory. So here I am choosing here, let me say one thing. I am using here one source is blog and the sync is Azure Database, but you can use anything. The only thing is we require one source and one destination only. Thank you.